Now, the rest of the story.
Well, while everybody else is out, I can't say that because not everybody is out seeding. We don't have a whole lot to actually seed down. Oh gosh, what was it? I just looked at the numbers. 9.5 plus 5 plus maybe 3, like random little, well, where we bulldoze some stuff. So I mean, yeah, probably about 3 acres there. But the ground is actually kind of wet now. Kind of going into what I'm doing here for the second time. Now, if I sound a little weak in the tone of my voice, it might be because I am. I am actually in the process of putting all the wiring back into the 4640 because I haven't learned my lesson. Started out with good intentions. I had it all wired up and we were all good to go, except it had escaped my mind that at the time we stuffed around boundaries. Not a lot of boundaries, but a combination, like where we bulldozed. But there was one of the farms we picked up. We didn't run the borders on it yet. So can I plant it without the borders? Yeah, I'm fairly capable with running this whole setup here, but having the boundaries already preset in the field is awfully nice. Allowing the row shutoffs to work and do their jobs so I can focus on, you know, driving the tractor. I still have to get the switch box on here yet, but the wiring harness I actually took off more than I needed, which was, you know, kind of insult to injury. This cable right here, if you're not being blinded by the light, this little guy that goes out the back and up to the globe. So I needed the globe, the wiring harness that goes down, and unfortunately it was, you guys remember that big old round, well, that I got the rest of these cables to incorporate into it and cable tie up and, you know, rest in peace, like another dozen cable ties because I had to cut them all. Got to go through, pulled that out. I thought I needed this for some reason because I didn't look at the other wire that I had. I had to pull all this out just to get this wire so I could put the globe on the gator, put the monitor in the gator, put the stand in the gator, just to do, well, we drove the gator out there versus hauling it just because, you know, by the time I messed around getting the trailer hooked up and strapped it down and got up there, and I did it in 4 hours. It probably would have taken me probably another hour just in messing around, loading and unloading and whatnot. So I am in the process of putting everything back in, which I just went and got the cable ties. Gonna do it exactly like I had it before because it was nice and, you know, clean, you know, pretty like. Have this cable running back down across here, and everything we back up nice and tight with the armrest back up out of the way, and all the wires will be back up away from the seat. A chronic problem we had with the last setup, you know, was the fact that no matter how hard we tried, because we eliminated all that. Well, see, the problem with that was the old controller for the on-track. Well, this isn't on-tracked anymore. It's steady steer, such and such. I don't know everything on it just yet, but it's a new and improved system. So I moved that controller over there. See this big gray box right here? So all the wires that were running from here back around the seat, which in these old tractors, for those of you that are aware of these Soundguard cabs, there's like zero real estate there. I mean, try as hard as I can. There's always wires either falling down so the seat was catching them, and cable ties and, you know, Velcro straps and whatnot. It was, you know, I don't want to say inefficient. What's the proper word for it? A mess? So I'm going to put it back in exactly how I had it. Boundaries are done. I need to, outside of wash the planter or whatever, we're not going to be putting any row crops in here for a little while yet. They're calling for severe weather tomorrow night. Like, probably the first like real bad weather, severe weather chances for the year. They're calling for thunderstorms. And after that, there isn't much rain in the forecast for the foreseeable future, 10 days out. And then the goal is the problem is, I'm not unhooking this from the planter. There's just no way, no how. The 82 needs to be split up between a couple jobs. And the problem is those jobs kind of intermingle a little bit. I have to chisel, I want to say about 20 acres from ground that has had cows on it that hasn't been worked yet, ground that we chiseled last fall but we spread a bunch of manure on it, and then ground that was not chiseled last fall because there was a snowmobile trail across it and they had all their signs up when we went and chiseled, and we've been using it for a trail around the farm, and we were driving on it when we probably shouldn't have, with the gator of course, and compaction. So I'm gonna go through and tidy that up. We'll get our seeding done fairly quick. I got to go through the 7600 and I want to get it cleaned up for spring work, which I don't generally run it that much in the spring. It's either Dad or Ryan pulling that drag chain harrow. And then I'm going to address that real quick. I don't know, guys, can you guys see it out there? Well, you might be blinded, but the new stuff is sitting out there. We'll have to talk about that in a later video because that is all stuff that has nothing to do with the impending season. So I mean, that's actually, I can wait about another month before I actually really had to address it. But the rain that they're calling for, I'll be working on this baler on Wednesday if I can't get outside, and then I'll probably pull that one in and do whatever. So, you know, it seems it's a curse because you never have time to work in the shop or work on stuff. But then when you have time to work on stuff, you want to be out and do stuff outside and between fences and everything else. But the problem is then when you're working like we were today, running around doing boundaries, I already am thinking like 2 or 3 like jobs ahead of us. So running boundaries, I was trying to get boundaries done so I get back and do this, and we say this is done, clean this tractor out, the outside we'll worry about it later, and try to get through some of this other stuff we got to do. The chiseling, we could do that in probably a day by the time we run around between the farms. The VT needs to be hooked up because we need to drag that over some ground. That's got to be seeded. Not very, deeply, of course. Like, we don't have to work it very deep, just enough to disturb the top layer of dirt so we can get the grass, the alfalfa established. And then I'm hoping that I can chisel before we got to put the VT on. Bark, bark. Otherwise, I got to hook up the VT, put the hammer strap on, use it, come back, unhook it, drop the hammer strap off, dig the John Deere chisel plow back out, which I'm probably going to be doing that. I wasn't going to do that today, actually. Not going to happen now because I got to go home. Take the hammer strap off, go chisel, come back, run around. And we're getting stuff done, but it just seems like we're really starting to gain momentum now. So I'm going to keep doing this, and you guys stay tuned for more videos because I don't know where I'm going to exactly mount the camera, if I'm going to do any tractor talking while I'm planting. Maybe if I should just do all overviews or what, but I mean, if I can't find a place to put the camera, I guess I won't be talking to you while I'm planting. So until next time, try to stay tuned, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. Talk to you guys later.